Good afternoon, teacher, and everyone in the class. Welcome all of you to our presentation today. And my name is Quỳnh Trâm. So, as you can see on the screen, our topic today is Germanwings Flight 9525. And here is my teammate. We have 4 people. And today we are also going to talk 4 parts. The first one is an overview, and the second one is accident happenings. Next is the cause of accident, and the last one is compensation. So now we will start with an overview of accident. About Germanwings. Germanwings were founded in 1997. Was a German low-cost airline wholly owned by Lufthansa, which operated under the Eurowings brand. And Germanwings operated independently as Lufthansa low-cost carrier until October 2015, when Lufthansa decided to fully transfer the brand identity of its low-cost to Eurowings. And after 2016, Germanwings operated as a wet lease operator for its sister company Eurowings, and with the Germanwings branding being phased out at this time. So now I will talk a little bit about aircraft information. The aircraft in the accident was an Airbus, which type is A320-211, and the serial number was 147. The registration node of aircraft was DAIPX, and this aircraft was entered into the service in February 5th, 1991. The aircraft after the accident was all destroyed, and the aircraft used the engine type CFM56-5A1. So what about the flight information? The captain in the accident in the aircraft was Patrick Sonderheimer. At this time, he was 33 years old and was a German. He had 6,763 flying hours in total and had 3,811 flying hours on this type of aircraft. So, and in the last 24 hours, he fly around 8 hours. Next, we will discuss about a co-pilot. The co-pilot in the accident was Andries Lubitz. At this time, he was 27 years old and was a German too. He had 919 flying hours in total and had 540 flying hours on this type of aircraft. And in the previous 24 hours, he fly 3 hours. So what about passenger? During its final flight, the aircraft was carrying 144 passengers and 6 crew, include 2 pilots and 4 cabin crew members. And they also came from at least 18 countries and mostly from Germany and Spain. So you can see on this slide, the passenger came from Germany was 72 people, and came from Spain was 51 people. Other countries like Argentina, Kazakhstan, or UK or US were free passenger, and Australia, Colombia, Iran, Japan, Mexico, Morocco, Venezuela was 2 people, and other countries like Belgium, Chile, Denmark, Israel, Netherlands was 1 passenger. And now, to have a detailed information about the accident, we will move to the next part, and Hoài, my teammate, will continue the presentation. Hoài, please.
Yes, teacher. Hi, teacher. Hi, everyone. I'm Hoài. In my presentation today, I'll tell you about accident happening at the Germany Flight 9525. On Tuesday, the 24th March in 2015, At 10:01 CET, the aircraft took off from Barcelona Airport to Düsseldorf Airport, Germany from runway 07R. The co-pilot was pilot flying. From 10:25 to 10:30, the aircraft leveled off at a cruise altitude of 38,000 feet. Next. And at 10:30, the captain raised back the air traffic controller the clearance, allowing him to fly directly. This was the final contact between the flight crew and ATC. At 10:31, the captain got out of the cockpit, and 29 seconds later, the selected altitude on the flight control unit changed in 1 second from 38,000 feet to 100 feet. The autopilot changed to open. At 10:35, the captain pressed the buzzer to require to insert the cockpit, and he continued to do that. Next. At 10:40, an air traffic controller from the French air defensive system tried to contact the flight crew, but without any answer. And at 10:41, radar contact was lost. At that time, the aircraft had tracked 100 kilometers northwest of Nice in the French Alps. Consequently, is on 144 passengers and 06 crew members died. It was the only fatal crash involving a Germanwings aircraft during the company's 18th year in operation. Next. Last but not least, I have a video. I also wanted you to have an overview about the flight accident. And now to have a better understanding about the cause of accident, we will go to the next section, the accident investigation. Quinn, please.
Thank you, Hi. Hi everyone, my name is Ken Yuan, and this was an accident with a huge information, and after a while of researching, our team knew the cause of the accident. So what is your viewpoint can lead to such a horrible accident? Maybe it's because the weather or defective engine, but nevertheless not as a result of the pilot. Now we go to the main cause to understand clearly about this case. Due to the proposed and planned action of the co-pilot who decided to commit suicide while alone in the cockpit. As you can see on the screen, after the captain left the cockpit, the co-pilot is lower his altitude slowly, and the captain turned back, but he was unable to enter the cockpit because the co-pilot is locked the door, and after a few minutes, the plane crashed into the mountain. I know until here, some of you guys are really curious about why the captain can go not to the inside, because the security requirement is to the cockpit door being designed to reason unauthorized entry by an unauthorized person. This prevented from entering the cabin before the plane collided with current in the French Alps. Besides the main cause, we also find another cause. The following factor may have contributed to failure of this principle. First, the co-pilot's probably fear of losing his ability to fly as a professional pilot. If he had reported his degree in medical fitness to an AME. An AME here is Aero Medical Examiner. and one of its explanations lies in the financial consequence he will face in the event of losing his license to practice. His limited license loss insurance could not cover his loss of income due to ineligibility to fly. And another view, the lack of the clear guidelines in German regulations on when a threat to public safety outweighs the requirement of medical privacy. The process for medical certification of pilots, in particular self-reporting in case of disagreement in medical fitness between two periodic medical evaluation is necessary in preventing the co-pilot who was experiencing mental disorder with psychotic system from exercising the privilege of his license. And next part is investigation result. And on evidence from final report December 2040 to the day of the accident, Fairborn, the co-pilot is suffer from a mental disorder with psychotic system. Something I want to show you guys is before the plane took off, the co-pilot is, although he is younger, but he spoke coldly and disrespectfully to the captain, indicate that he was mentally unstable. Next is antidepressant, and sleep aid was suggested to the co-pilot. The doctor who took the pilot advised antidepressants a month before the crash and other antidepressants along the sleep till 8 days before the accident. The co-pilot is aware of his own decline in medical fitness and his potential impact of taking off the medication. However, he did not seek any advice from an AME, nor did he notify his employer. And realizing his loss of life and property after the accident, ICAO made recommendations. There's so many recommend I want to tell you guys, but I just highlight 4 recommend that I think is really important for a safe life. Firstly, the identification of pilots in need of additional doctor evaluation could be improved if AME were further trained on mental health issue aviation. Secondly, organizations, especially allied, can stress their employees self-declare medical impairment by addressing some of consequences of non-conformity, by offering promote alternative placement, and by limiting the financial consequence of line loss, such as expanding line coverage. And number 3 is routine analysis, in-flight breakdown event, and medical findings during medical assessment to identify areas of increased medical risk. And finally, is continue the evaluation of medical assessment process to focus on identify area of increased medical risk. And that is some information about the course I want to show you guys, because this case kind of occur in the situation and the pilot suicide, and following me, Bingan will let you know about compensation. Please.
Thank Khánh Huyền. Hello class, I'm Benan. Next to Huyền presentation, I will share with all of you about the compensation in this case. While the investigation proved why the German Wing Flight 9525 co-pilots apparently deliberately crashed an airline in France off, the most difficult questions for in the hand of the airline victim families is how much money each of the lives lost worth. The 1999 Montreal Convention outlined rules on the airline liability and compensations for the international aviation disaster. It will apply in this case. First of all, let's find out the basic information about this convention. The Montreal Convention entered into force in November 2003. The decision has applied since April 2001. It's designed to replace the Warsaw Convention system and has developed since 1929 with single, modern, and universal liability regimes. The convention aimed to introduce uniform legal rules to govern air carrier liabilities in the event of damage caused to passenger, baggage, or goods during international journey. Next, the convention introduced the legal principle and rules, and the most important of which is under Montreal Convention, the air carrier is liable to damage sustained in case of death or bodily injury of passengers only where an accident or caused the death, an injury that took place on board the aircraft or in the course of any of operation of embarking or disembarking is according to Article 17, death and injury to passenger. Next, the Montreal Conventions, which set down the liabilities of airline with respect to death and injury of passenger in any case of accident death, the limit airline to around 157,000 and 4,000 for each passenger who died in a crash if family do not sure, so the crew member are not covered by the treaty. So the Germanwings may never disclose the values of its compensations offered. The Germanwings victims' family are requested around $170,000 each under Montreal's Convention. Besides that, according to AFP, even if the plant is deliberately destroyed, the loss of life will be compensated by the defender. And move to the main content in this chapter. It is about the aviation insurance. So what's the aviation insurance? It's a insurance coverage geared especially to the operation of aircraft and the risks involved in aviation. And it's divided into two main types in the insurance coverage available. First, about the aircraft house insurance. Can you move to previous slide? Okay, thank you. Firstly, about the aircraft house insurance, it covers the loss arising from the physical damage to the aircraft house as the result of various perils. And in this case, the crash A320 is insured $6.5 million. Move to the next carrier civil liability insurance (CIM). It's referred to as warranties that loss incurred by the customer through the fault of the carrier will be repayment. Next, and leading the roof insurer for these plans is Allianz. Beside that, AIG is also another partner participating in insurance for the underwriting elements involved. And a little bit about the Allianz. That's an insurance company founded in 1890. The headquarters at Munich, Germany, and this is the Germany leading insurance group. Allianz were the main insurers in this accident. And according to the Wall Street Journal, this insurance company sets aside $3,000 million for the financial compensation to victim families and the cost of the aircraft. Next, about the Germanwings. German's Wing, German's biggest ally, has already paid immediately financial assistance of up to 50,000 euros per victims in distress, in which 1,050 people are killed. And German's Wing A offer 25,000 euros compensation payment for the close relatives of those killed in the marked planes crash for their pain and sufferings. And this 25,000 euros payout are on the top of the 50,000 euros already paid at the immediate financial assistance to relatives. It proven that German's law does not usually provide for the separate awards for pain and suffering, unlike the United States. It's also following the Montreal Convention principle of making the advance payment in the event of bodily injury or enable victim or the personal entitled to compensation to cover their immediately economic need. Addition, deceased loved ones who living in the Germany also claims an additional 10,000 euros each as compensation for any health problem without needing to offer the formal proof, the company says. Next. And the last one, we will discuss about the controversies around this airplane crash. Firstly, we start with the complaint from the relative of the flight 9525 victims. The relative of flight 9525 victims refused to pay nearly $25,000 each passenger because they thought that it's too cheap, less than half of the aliens spent on the family member of MH370 7-year-olds and MS-17 victims. For example, 6 families of Germanwings crash victims to show over the compensation. The relatives have reportedly demanded a doubling of 25,000 euros for victims' compensation offer, according to an artist in the Irish Times. And none of feedback from aliens. The insurance company aliens declined to comment on the difference in compensation for the victims of flight MH370 and MS-17. Next. So why did aliens make a move to keep quiet? Some aviation insurance experts have explained as follows. First, the final payout will vary widely depending on the victim nationality, age, and employment status. Some families are expected to receive less than $100,000, while others will receive millions, and the payments level are ultimately determined by the legal system in each country, explained the U.S. aviation to very differently, very different from the Germany's. The second, although the number of German victims on the planes is the largest, but the payment they receive is the less amount of the compensation. For example, a German student who died could receive a little as 100,000, while the British victims could receive 1 to 3 million, and 3 Americans could receive up to $4.5 million. from Germanwings. Next. And our presentation and now. Thanks for all your listening.
Thank you very much for your excellent presentation on the topics Germanwings flight 9525, right? And in your presentation, I note that you have presented all of the information. You incorporated even the theories, reminds the theory of the Warsaw and the Mokan 1999 for your friends. Presented the accidents in clear details, full of details. You made very professional slides also, and I'm very pleased and delighted to listen to your presentation. So all I want to is just to offer your book a great landmark. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.